Warm greetings from Touch History. I, Parvez Kamal, want to tell you about those days. When I hear about barbarism in the midst of civilization, I don't feel sad. My heart just bleeds. And I
New York,
wonder if this was
1841.
even possible at that
A
time.
man named
Yes,
Solomon Northup
I'm talking
lived
about
a
a time
peaceful
when people used to use people as slaves by greed, deception, and force. I'm telling the true story of a victim of that slavery, which will make you shiver. So, let's focus on the story. I also think about the thought that it should not be repeated. 12 years a slave, the shackled life of a free
Day,
man.
two
New
elegant
York,
men approached him with a
1841.
tempting
Solomon
offer.
Northup was a free black man, a gifted violinist, a husband, and a father of two. In the northern United States, where slavery was outlawed, Solomon lived as a respected and independent man, earning his living through music. His life was simple, filled with dignity and quiet pride. But no one could have imagined that this free man
After
would
a
one
night of
day be
celebration,
chained,
wine,
betrayed,
and
sold
laughter,
into the hell of slavery.
Solomon felt
One day, two well-dressed men approached him with a tempting offer to perform as a violinist in a traveling circus in Washington, D.C. The pay was generous, the journey was short, and the opportunity exciting. Solomon hesitated at first, but eventually agreed. He had no idea this journey would mark the last morning of his freedom. When they
When he
arrived in
opened his
Washington,
eyes,
the man
the
treated him
world
to
had
a fine
changed.
dinner and wine. Soon after, his head began to spin, his vision blurred, and he lost consciousness. The last thing he remembered was the smiling faces of those two men. When he awoke, he was chained in a dark room, wrists and ankles bound, without explanation, without mercy. When Solomon protested, he was beaten brutally. "You are a slave now," one man declared
in his
coldly.
den.
"Your name
He
is
was
Black."
sold as a slave
Solomon shouted in
and
agony,
shipped to
"I am
New
a free man,
Orleans.
a citizen of New York." But his cries went unheard. No one believed him. His identity, his freedom, all stripped away. Soon he was forced aboard a ship bound for New Orleans, the heart of the slave trade. There at the slave market, human beings were bought and sold like cattle. Men, women, and children stood trembling as buyers inspected them, checking their teeth, testing their muscles, bargaining over their price. A mother screamed as her children were sold away from her, and in that scream echoed the collective pain of an entire people. Solomon was purchased by a man named William Ford, a relatively kind plantation owner who recognized his intelligence and musical talent. For a brief time, Solomon found some relief, but when Ford fell into debt, he sold Solomon to a
Performing.
cruel man, Edwin
But Ford
Epps.
sold him to
Epps
a
was a
man named
monster who
Edwin
took pleasure in
Epps.
the suffering of
A
others.
monster.
On his plantation, hundreds of slaves worked from sunrise to sunset, picking cotton under the blazing heat. A missed quota or a simple mistake meant a savage whipping. Epps would often get drunk at night, summon the slaves, and force them to dance or sing, beating anyone who refused or faltered. In that world of terror, Solomon
night,
learned to
Patsy
survive.
came to
He
Solomon,
knew that to ever
tears in
regain
her
his
eyes.
freedom, he had to endure, to keep his mind and faith alive. His education in music became his secret refuge. The years passed, 1, 2, 3, 12 long years. During those years, he witnessed endless suffering, people beaten, broken, and killed. Among them was a young woman named Patsy, whom Epps abused mercilessly. One night she came to Solomon, tears streaming down her
Fate
face,
brought
and whispered,
Samuel
"Death
Bass,
is
a
my
Canadian
only freedom."
carpenter.
Solomon could do nothing but hold back his tears and keep hope alive within himself. At last, one day fate intervened. A Canadian carpenter named Samuel Bass came to work on the plantation. He was outspoken against slavery. Taking a chance, Solomon confided in him, revealing his true identity and pleading for help. Bass, moved by his story and guided by conscience, secretly sent letters not to Solomon's friends. Weeks later, one morning, a man arrived on horseback. Henry Northup, a lawyer from New York and a longtime acquaintance. Holding legal documents, he confronted Epps and declared, "This man is a free citizen, Solomon Northup. I am taking him home." Epps raged and threatened, but the law prevailed. After 12 years of bondage, Solomon was finally free. As he rode away from the plantation,
After
tears
12
streamed
years in
down his
chains,
face. Not of joy alone, but
Solomon
of
was free
deep,
again.
aching sorrow. He knew countless others remain in chains. When he returned to New York, Solomon embraced his wife and children, but the years had changed everything. His children had grown, his wife had aged, yet Solomon resolved to make his voice heard. In 1853, he
In
published his memoir,
1853,
12
he
Years
told
a
his
Slave.
story to the
It was not
world.
just one man's
12
story,
Years
but a
a
cry of
Slave.
conscience for an entire era. His words reveal the cruelty of slavery and the unbreakable strength of the human spirit. The 12 Lost Years of Solomon Northup remain a timeless reminder. As long as one human being is held in chains, true freedom is not yet won. My sincere congratulations and thanks to you for listening patiently. If you like it or not, don't forget to comment, subscribe to know or listen to more objective and unknown information reach history. Thank you.